The word secular didn't make us secular. We are a secular country and society for thousands of years, and on top of that, our secularism is already enshrined in the Constitution without using that word. Otherwise, how do you have the right to worship? How do you have the right to profess religion? How do you have the right to propagate religion? All of these imply that the state is neutral about your religion. It's clearly at odds with the notion that we will be the land of one set of people, the Hindu Rashtra. And therefore, it seems to me you can take the word secular out and still remain secular.
I absolutely agree with Shashi. The word secular did not make us secular. The Hindu majority made us secular. If you look at India, there are two Punjabs. They are not together. Indian Punjab is very happily with Tamil Nadu, and Indian Bengal is very happily with Gujarat. But the two Punjabs are not together, and the two Bengals are not together. Why is it that? That is because India has always been a Hindu Rashtra. The difference is between Rashtra and Rajya, between nation and state. And the question is, how much does the constitution reflect it or should reflect it? And that's a legitimate debate to have. But India has always been a Hindu Rashtra. As Sri Aurobindo said in his Uttarpara speech, that Sanatan Dharma, that for you, for all of us, is nationalism, just before he retired to a life of spirituality in Pondicherry. So it depends how you define the word Hindu Rashtra, but in a very broad, pun intended Catholic sense, small c Catholic sense, it has always been a Hindu Rashtra. Now on Hindutva, you mentioned about at the sufferance of the majority. The person who actually coined the term, the person who popularized the term, Veer Savarkar, he was very clear that everybody will have equal individual rights in this free Hindustan. In fact, he went to the extent of saying that we might even have proportional representation at one point in the parliament and all cultural autonomy. So the person who actually popularized the term, we should be decent enough to take it at the face value. It is the so-called Hindu right. I think right and left does not really apply to India, which is actually perfectly fine with secularism, that is religion neutral personal laws, religion neutral educational institutions, and it is the so-called secularists who want Muslim men to have 4 wives, at least legally, who are okay with polygamy for some and not for other. For Acharya Kripalani, during the Hindu Code Bill debate, told Nehru on his face that you are bringing monogamy for Hindus, take it from me, the Muslims are ready to have it, you're not brave enough to do it. So let us not use straw men to take the debate in the wrong direction.
You just raised that straw man hush yourself. Just two things very quickly. When you speak of Hindus as a nation, quoting Aurobindo, and when you quote Savarkar, by the way, said in 1937 as president of the Hindu Mahasabha that India has 2 nations, the Hindus and the Muslims, which is the words that were echoed 3 years later by Jinnah and Lahore. So the fact is that this notion of nationhood is an exclusive one. It excludes those who do not subscribe to the notion of a Hindu identity.
Was Savarkar not proven correct by partition? Let us ask that honestly.
Well, I think
Lahore is not in India. My